Hello and welcome to the Growing Green Landscapes Podcast with Jeremiah Jennings. While still in his early 20s, Jeremiah already runs a successful six-figure lawn maintenance company. Listen in as he and his guests share the things that have brought them success that can help you in your business. As a young entrepreneur in the green industry, Jeremiah emphasizes the tips and tricks involved in running a lawn maintenance business while discussing the principles applying to all small businesses. If you're wanting to grow, become profitable and professional, you're in the right place. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in to another episode here on the Growing Green Landscapes Podcast. Thank you all for joining us today. We are going to do a little preview of the show, what we got coming up, and we're going to hear a word from our show sponsors, and then we're going to hop right on into today's show. But I just want to say we have Tyler Breuer joining us from down south in the sunny state of Florida, and it is actually 75 and sunny when we were doing this recording. I was kind of jealous, I'm not going to lie. And Tyler he actually took a break. He was about to go do some mowing, and it's in the end of December here, and he's still mowing, so I'm kind of jealous of that. I'm already missing it a little bit, but I'm enjoying some time off. So anyway, Tyler is joining us. Tyler's just finishing up his first year in full-time in the business, and it's really cool to hear his story and how he got started. And then he's actually bringing some real knowledge in what he's learned his first year and some things that you should do and some things you shouldn't do. And when you get started in your business, and then he's just going to give us an overall rundown of his first year, some stuff he's learned, and just some equipment that he's running, how he got his setup setting like that, and just some really cool stuff in this interview. So we're not going to give too much more away. I want you to listen to the whole episode if you can, because it's a really fun one, a really good one. Not too long today, just a really good interview with Tyler here from Florida. So before we hop into the show, I do want to talk about our show sponsor for today, and it is none other than Launchpreneur Academy. And guys, I just want to say Launchpreneur Academy is so much more than people give it credit for, and it's actually, I'm sitting here looking at it. I honestly might have miscounted. I don't even think I got them all in here, but I have counted 50 plus options for things to buy on this website. 50 plus options for you to help you grow your business and take it to the next level. So there is all kinds of bundles in here. There is how to getting access to, installing mulch and how to professionally cut grass, training videos, how to train employees, how to start your own lawn care company, like overseeding and aerating. That's just the start, guys. There's, like I said, over 50, I can't say that enough, 50 resources to be downloaded on your computer, and you will have it for the lifetime of the website. So it is really cool. It's a really cool asset to have. They're all reasonably priced. I've personally bought some of these products from Launchpreneur Academy and from Breuer. It has been a huge help in my business, and it has taken us to the next level. We personally have used the Great Increase Letter. People are going to be sending that out here soon, right? Probably in the next month or two. It's going to be time to start sending those out, so we'll talk about that some more when we get closer. But 50-plus products for you to go check out on Launchpreneur Academy. I highly suggest you do it. They have a whole list of postcard designs that you can get and edit to your business and send out, do some EDDM marketing. They have door hangers, so much stuff on the website. I can't say enough good things about it. So if you would, go check out Launchpreneur Academy, and you're definitely going to get some help out of it, and it's really going to help your business if you take it and apply it. So, like I said, it's all reasonably priced, and it's definitely worth your money. It's a very, very, very good investment. So, without any further ado, we're going to hop right into today's show with Tyler Breuer from the Sunshine State. I'm really excited for it. Y'all stay tuned. Let's hop right in. What's up, everybody? I hope you all are having a great day. Thank you all so much for tuning in to another episode here on the Growing Green Landscapes Podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I am so excited to be coming to you today with another guest interview. These are my favorite ones, and today we have another amazing guest joining the show, Tyler Breuer with TB Lawn Services, and I am so excited to have Tyler on the show. We actually got to meet up at GIE. We had talked a little bit beforehand, I think. But we got to meet up at GIE and then just kind of kept a connection since then. And it's just holiday season, this crazy time to get schedules lined up. We've been working on this for a while, but excited to get this one, to get you on, Tyler, and kind of share your story and get you out there. So how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great, man. Getting started. We're still mowing down here, so I'm just getting ready to mow some lawn. So
I hear you, and so and we're recording this real time at 2 days after Christmas, and you're still mowing. So
Yeah.
I
So
hear you.
I think it's a high of like 75 today, so it's still nice and
That's
and warm
beautiful.
down here.
That is beautiful, though. That's a beautiful thing. I would die. I mean, it's not even cold where we are right now. I think it's gonna be 70 here too. So it's been a mild winter for us so far. But
Definitely.
do y'all ever stop, or do y'all really go year round?
No, really, it's like pretty much bi-weekly throughout. There's a couple lawns, like Bahia grass and stuff doesn't tend to grow quite as much, but a lot of the St. Augustine is kind of still growing through pretty much through beginning of April. We're bi-weekly and then kind of switched to weekly for a lot of people in like beginning of April.
That's awesome. I mean, do you enjoy that, or do you want a break? What are your thoughts on it?
It's nice. It's nice because it is still kind of a break because all summer and spring and you're going,
weekly,
weekly for the most part. So it is nice because it is kind of like a little break, even though like it doesn't stop. But it is nice that we don't have like kind of that cash flow stopping.
Yeah, it's kind of the best of both worlds. You do get a break every other week, but if you want to take the time off, you can. But you still get that. You still get at least half your revenue coming in. So
exactly.
Well, how do you? Well, tell us how you got into it before we hop into like your business in general, or in specifically there. Tell us how you got into it. What kind of got you started doing the lawn service?
Yeah, so I worked a couple like kind of just crappy retail jobs for a while. I worked with Sprint doing sales with cell phones, and then I worked at a dealership writing service, and that was kind of the last straw. I got really tired of working for people that really just kind of almost felt like it took advantage, especially at a dealership. You work long hours, you're on strictly commission, so you have those days where nobody comes in and you don't make any money and you're there for 10 hours. So I've always kind of wanted to do something for myself. Really just couldn't really had just a hard time figuring out what I wanted to do. So one day I was getting really tired of working at that dealership, and I started just kind of looking around on YouTube, found Florida Turf Pros. He was one of the first ones I found. Yep. He's great. I mean, really getting into a lot of the business side of things. And then I found Brian, and obviously he gives a great information too. And from there I was like,
the rest
it looks
is
like
history.
You could really fit. Exactly. He looks like you really make something out of this. So I took the leap. I had some money saved up, took the leap, and got my first mower and kind of started just flyering and doing door hangers to try to get some customers. So,
and correct me if I'm wrong, this was just your first year, right? Or was it your second year?
Yeah, we're just closing out first year.
That's what I thought. So you're really fresh in this thing. Because
I
remember you actually won the push mower giveaway, didn't you, at the meetup last year from the Hype House?
Yep, that was awesome because it's funny because I just picked up my first customer like the week before that, and I was like, well, I got a backup mower now, so that worked. It worked out pretty well.
Have you now that was the battery powered Toro, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
So for those of you that didn't
battery.
know that, how do you like it? Did you end up using it much, or?
Yeah, I have a couple small backyards that I've push mowed. I've only have one left, but I got a chance to use it. It's great, and I'm having to because I don't use it often. I don't have to worry about making sure it's gassed up and stuff like that. I just pop a new battery in and let it go. So it gets pretty good range. I'm able to get it. Really, I mean, since I only have one or two small backyards, I'm able to get a couple weeks out of a battery. So just getting those couple backyards done. So
I hear you. And so I heard you say you only have like one push mower backyard left. That sounds like an improvement because when we were talking at GAE, I remember we were talking like got to get rid of those, got to get rid of all the yards you're driving 45 minutes for. How are you planning for 2022 here going into about to start the new year now that you're through year one? What are some of the things that you've learned from 21 that you're not going to do in 22 and some new things you're going to do in 22 that you've been wanting to implement?
I think one of the big things, and I know a lot of people like talk about it starting out, is like getting pricing right. I definitely just trying to get business and didn't really know where to like go with pricing, was just pricing a little low, and really taking on just whatever I could when in reality I don't necessarily need every lawn.
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting more selective about what lawns I'm taking on, and obviously pricing and everything as well. So that's going to be the biggest thing. I think I definitely am looking to get some help for next year too, because man, those Florida summers, they whooped my butt this year because I'm still running solo. Imagine, so yeah, I definitely, I didn't even realize how hot Florida got until this year.
Yeah.
So no, but definitely I'm going to look to try to get some help, especially maybe part-time during the summer or whatever, just to keep up with like the busy growing season. But yeah, I mean, biggest thing is just kind of being a little more selective with customers and getting route density dialed into, because now that I'm in kind of established in a few neighborhoods, I can start kind of growing the customer base in those neighborhoods.
For sure. You're just setting standards in your business that you don't need to drop below those standards. I mean, that you qualify your clientele before you bring them on. That's something that I know Caleb Allman talks about all the time is qualify your customers before you even think about making them customers. Make sure that they're a good fit for your company and your business, and they would work well with you. So what were your numbers looking like at the end of the season? I know number of yards don't mean anything because size is so different everywhere. That's not the end all be all. But what were you? So you said you went solo. What did you end up the season with at the end of year one? How much had you grown?
I kind of leveled out, like dropped some, picked a couple up, kind of leveled out around 38.
That's a lot for one person weekly. Yeah.
A lot of them are small. Like we have a lot of these, like especially my area, because we're just outside of Tampa, so it's blowing up like all these like new construction neighborhoods, cookie cutter small neighborhoods. So I've had a lot of really small yards that I can knock out pretty quick. But yeah, no, definitely during the summer it was when you're playing the whole let's see how many lawns I can get done before 3:00 game because it's gonna rain. That's 38 was a lot to keep up with, but especially weekly. But
for sure. So it rains there every day? Is that essentially?
Oh, just about. Especially during the summer, it's just about every day. It's it's basically a game of how many lawns can you get done before the 3:00 afternoon showers and hope for the best. So
now, do most of the bigger companies wait those out and then just go back out after them, or what do they do? Does everybody kind of call it a day?
I've seen a lot. If anything, I feel like some of the smaller guys almost kind of are out and about, and I'm like, and I try not to, because especially with a lot of these new construction, the drainage isn't very good. They stay really wet.
Yeah.
So I tried really hard not to like rut up the yards and stuff like that. Some of the bigger companies that do a lot of the commercial though, they don't care.
That's exactly exactly.
Yeah, they just the commercial guys, they don't care. They just get it done. So it's kind of funny.
I think. Do you know Christian's Lawn Care? I can't remember his last name. But he's down there somewhere down there in South Florida, and he posts about raining like every day during the summer, and I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine.
Yeah, I think he's down in Miami.
Yeah, I think it is down near Miami. But I mean, we had a wet year this year, but it wasn't even every. I mean, it was. We had rain probably 2 out of 3 days. We had rain this year. It was crazy. It gave me a taste, I guess, a small taste of what y'all get, but. Nothing that I want to deal with forever, and it just makes it so humid afterwards. Like it's terrible.
That's the worst part, and it's funny because it brings me back to like playing football in high school and stuff. And you go out in those morning practices, and it just rained, and the sun comes out, and you see the steam coming off the ground because it's all coming out. Oh, it's awful. It's brutal.
That's terrible. That is absolutely awful. Well. What kind of equipment are you running down there? So you said you got a lot of small yards. Are you running any stand-ons, or are you pushing everything?
So I have my main mower is a 36-inch Toro walk-behind with a sulky.
Yep.
Yeah. So basically, it's it was a great kind of basically.
Yeah.
It was a great beginning mower. It's small, so it'll fit in. Like I had a couple like really small gated backyards at the beginning of this year that I was able to fit into. And the walk behinds, it's bittersweet because it's definitely, it's nice to be able to hop off and walk behind it and be able to get kind of without riding on it. Because like I said, some of those wet yards, when you're riding on it, just that extra weight, it kind of bogs it down a little bit. But the only downside I found with the walk behinds is they're so long. So sometimes I get stuck in these like small little, I have to kind of pull in and back out instead of being able to kind of turn around on the side of the house.
That's
stuff.
Yeah.
So I think next I'm going to be looking to get probably a 52-inch stander, just to have a little bit bigger mower to be able to knock out the little more open yards a lot quicker. And obviously the standers are a lot easier to turn around and stuff. So
yeah, I bought a stander this year, and I love it. Well, I'm not gonna get into all this again. I bought a John Deere, and I like the stand on factor. I don't like the mower itself, but I love the stand on factor. So that I think you'll love it way more than the walk behind, because I've ran walk behind before, and the turning is exactly what I don't like. That's my number one.
Right.
I don't like it because in your turns, oh my goodness, you can get thrown off. You don't know how to ride it the right way. You turn too sharp, and it'll throw you off. But then like the back and on and off the truck and the trailer, whatever you're on, I don't. It's just too complicated. Getting that sulky hooked up every time, it's just way too much extra work. I'm a man of ease. The fewer the complications, the less amount of work in that aspect of things. That's the route I'm going to take. So, the stand on, you'll definitely love it. What brand are you running? You said Exmark? Toro. So, what are you thinking about the stand on though? What do you think you're going to go with? Do you have a right dealer now there?
I have a right dealer. It's probably about 45 minutes away, so it's not too close. So I demoed a couple of the rights at GIE, and I definitely like the mowers.
Yeah.
The Toros are pretty solid too, the standers. If I decide to kind of just stick with the dealer I have. I actually have a John Deere dealer like literally 5 minutes down the road. So
oh man.
It kind of bums me out that you said that you don't like the standard very much, but because I was going to give them a shot.
Well, I tell you what, I would honestly demo one, because here's my reasoning. Here's my reasoning in not liking it is I have huge properties up here. I mean, we cut multiple acres at a time, and it's just too slow. They don't put a big enough motor on them to cover that much ground. If you're knocking out my neighborhood yards, I love the thing. I will use it all day, every day. My only downfall when it comes to the neighborhood yards is the fact that when you raise the deck, you have to raise literally the whole deck, the mountain, like the handle is just a bad system. I know I forgot where I did one. It was a DeWalt at Home Depot. I did the other day, and it's like an easy lever. You just pull the lever up and down, and it has a system that raises the deck that you're not physically lifting the whole deck and the motor and all that. So it was just a lot. The DeWalt was a lot easier than the Deere. So that's my really only big downfall is raising the deck. If it comes to the smaller neighborhoods like that, I use it. That's why I justify keeping it, is because I love it in the smaller neighborhoods like that. So it is a good option. I would definitely demo one just to see. Don't take my word for it. Just definitely demo one and try it out in your own neighborhood, because it's different for everybody. I mean, it's different. If you're cutting on the same height all the time, which most of the time you are with St. Augustine, from the little bit that I cut of it, and what I see when I go to Florida, it's all about the same height. So if you're not having to change the deck every 5 minutes to change grass types and stuff, the height, then it would be a solid mower, especially the dealer support. That's the thing. If it's 5 minutes from your house or your shop, then that changes everything. So you can get through the small little knick-knack stuff. If it breaks, you can take it 5 minutes down the road and get it fixed. So that's a big difference. Well, man, that's cool. So that's a rundown of your first year, I guess. What is did your fiance, girlfriend?
Girlfriend. Yeah.
Okay. Did y'all work together? Did she work with you at all?
She works full time, and so like she has a kind of a office job right now. So when she's able to like get off, or on a weekend, if I had like a mulch job scheduled, she would actually come out and help kind of spread the mulch or do like light cleanup stuff. So she's not. She's been my
no, go ahead.
My cheap labor.
Y'all aren't planning on going Spencer lawn care anytime soon.
No, I don't think so.
No.
She likes her job, and I'll probably, like I said, get some help next year. I don't know though. Who knows where things end up? I mean, they didn't expect that happening. So
that's right.
You never know, man.
I love it. Well, what are so in 2022 you said you have about 38 yards, which you ended with. You want to get some help. What are your goals growing wise? Are you wanting to double? Are you wanting to grow slowly? What does your plan look like for the next year?
I would say realistically, I could probably double where I'm at with like some part-time help, and be pretty comfortable. Getting that extra help, especially, I mean, some of these yards, solo is kind of tricky because you got to obviously mow it. You got to come back, grab the edger, edge it, grab the trimmer, trim everything, and then blow everything off. So it's takes a long time, even just like the walking back and forth to the trailer. So I think I could probably double where I'm at, probably about 75 customers, depending on the size of the yards, with some help especially during the summer. That's kind of the goal, just to get into a decent revenue, kind of just start. And then really my big thing, probably doubling the mowing, and then really starting to getting into more landscape stuff, whether it's more mulch jobs, cleanups, and also like try to get into some more like landscape installs and stuff like that.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you next was what are your thoughts on that? Did you want to stay strictly lawn maintenance? But the landscaping is a beautiful thing. It's especially the small ones. That's the thing is don't that's what I would tell anybody out there. If you're just doing lawn maintenance and you're thinking about taking on landscaping stuff and getting into it, don't overwhelm yourself. Start with something small. Start with a 5-plant install, just like removing some old ones and putting some new ones in, like something small. That's exactly how I got into it, and I'm still not even doing big stuff. Like I've never done more than probably 25 bushes in one install. I've done 40. Probably about 40 bushes is my biggest install. So it's not like I'm not even doing big stuff at all. But it's just the fact of I remember a year and a half ago when I had never done one, it was very intimidating to be like, how am I going to price this? One, how am I going to do the work? Two, and then is the customer going to like it? What if they don't like it? What am I going to do then? So that's awesome that you thinking about getting into that. What are you? So you said you want to start with like mulch maybe, and then just kind of grow towards the installation side of things.
Yeah, I've done probably at least like one a month or so, like kind of mulch job here and there. Smaller stuff though. So obviously, I mean, like you just said, kind of the landscape, even just as simple as mulch, it's just crazy how in a day, how much how much profit I can make compared to mowing all day long, you know? So, yeah, I definitely want to get more into get a little bit busier with mulch, because obviously that's really simple, and then really start learning more about the plants and design and stuff, because that's the bigging thing is every time I've had somebody ask me, I'm just kind of like, I don't even know where to begin. So really just kind of start getting more comfortable with quoting the jobs for installs and figuring out what plants and stuff like that.
And even if you like don't know, like you said, you don't even know where to begin. Most nurseries have at least one of their main workers there is going to know some stuff about design. Find a good nursery that you work with and make a good relationship there, connection, and then go to that person for some design help. Because I personally have a lady that we cut her grass, we cut her yard, but she works with the nursery that I go to, and we've used. I mean, I've been going there for years, and she does my design. The stuff that I can't design, the stuff that it's too big for me, it's too much. There's too much placing of front and back and all that. She does that for me, and she's helped me so much. I've learned so much from her, and I've never had to pay $1 for her. I mean, I've paid for her designs, but I don't pay her for her advice. And that's one thing is if you're looking to get into it, that's one piece of advice I would give is find a local nursery or something that has a design person that maybe they don't do it full time, but that's what this lady does part time. She just does design on the side, and she works at the nursery. But she makes more doing design, I think, than she does at the nursery because
sure.
You make all those good connections working there and stuff. So that's really cool. But one thing, are you looking? Would you want to add on a second crew and kind of step away from the mowing, or is that kind of your end goal?
I think ultimately, yeah, that's kind of what I've been in my head of where I'm going is. I'd like to obviously get some help, kind of train them to be able to kind of take over the mowing, and then get another guy and be able to start kind of doing more of the landscape stuff. Because there's a lot of times and it's tough being like on the mower all day every day. I get calls all day. I have to either stop and answer it or try to get back to them quick, and I'm sure I've missed customers by just not being able to answer because I'm on the mower or whatever the case is. So it'd be nice to be able to get off the mower, do more of the landscape installs, and being a little more available on the phone and stuff. And then, but yeah, so definitely get a guy, try to get him trained up to take over mowing, get him some help, and then hopefully get myself some help to kind of do more landscape stuff. So have a second landscape crew. So
give me your thoughts on this. This is something I've kind of been thinking about lately is starting that second crew. And I know everybody's different. Some people just want to get out of mowing totally. But here's kind of my thoughts on staying in on the mowing side, getting a crew and keeping that crew mowing. Is you're gonna say you start a landscape crew in 2023 full time. You go through 2022, you get a full route built up, you bring on other guys, you have that mowing route. So you've spent 2 years putting that mowing route together, and that's a shorter time than most people. I mean, if you say you double and you're at 75 lawns, you put 2 years of your time and effort into that lawn maintenance side of things, and you say, well, I want to go landscape now. Well, if you just cancel those customers, that's 75 connections lost that you just given away. And here's my thing is, in the economy, we don't know where the economy is going. If it sticks on the path where it's going right now, we're going to be in a bad place in 12, 18 months. Okay. So if you get rid of your mowing accounts and you go strictly landscaping, the people's new bushes and the new mulch can wait until the economy is back good. The grass can't. The grass is going to keep growing no matter what. And that's something I was talking with a guy here the other day. He was like, what do you do? He was like, what do you do during the winter? What do you do? And I was like, I just do stuff to stay busy, because in the summer, the lawn maintenance, that's what is it the most profit? No, but it can be profitable. That's like you're saying, you're already figuring out, don't be driving all over town for one $25 yard. Don't drive 30 minutes out of your way for that. But when the economy crashes one day, which it will, it's going to go up and down. You're going to have that steady 75 or more clients that you're going to look back and say, hey, we're going to keep servicing them and we're going to keep their quality amazing. And this landscape side can wait. And that's, you're not going to be like throwing your hands up in the air what to do because nobody wants to put new bushes in front of their house. It's not a priority at that point. So that's one thing that I hear people talk about. They're like, I want to get out of mowing totally and I don't want to do it anymore. I guess you do you, but my thoughts on it are, I'm not going to give up, first off, 75 connections that I've made over the past 2 years and all the time that's gone into it. And then on top of that, what's going to happen if the economy does crash, or and that you have that revenue, but you burn those connections and it's all gone. And so that's my thoughts on it. Are you kind of in the same boat there, since you're wanting to keep that lawn maintenance side?
Yeah, I would say that I'm kind of in the same boat. I think I like the idea of having the mowing route to have that kind of consistent income, especially while like building up the landscaping stuff. Yeah. And then the other thing I've heard people talk about, which it really just makes sense, is like, I think Alex with Trifecta told me that, like when you have, like, you build your kind of customer base with your mowing, and then from there you're going to be the first, you build that trust, and you're going to be the first person they go to when they do need a landscape install. They're going to ask you first if you do it, or they're going to be the first one to ask you about fertilization, weed control, whatever you end up doing as like a second, like another service. But you already built that trust. They're going to go with 9 times out of 10. If you give them a reasonable price, they're going to go with you as opposed to going out and bidding out with other people, you know.
That's right. You make that connection and you build that relationship at the beginning. They're going to come back to you. Do you think you're going to get into any other services? And I know this is all like down the road. You just finished your first year, so I'm going to be interested to see. I'm going to be interested to see where you're at in the next 2 to 3 to 4 years. I want to definitely stay in touch and get you back on the show. But like irrigation, I feel like a lot of people in Florida have irrigation, so that's a big money maker. Are you thinking about getting into that? Pressure washing, anything like that?
Yeah, I have a pressure washer, so I was looking into possibly adding that. I've kind of marketed not too hard to a couple people, gotten a couple estimates out with that. But a buddy, this guy that I met, I actually joined this like local landscaper group, and there's a guy who strictly does like sod and irrigation, and I talked to him, and that's definitely one of those things that you don't see a lot of guys doing irrigation, and every house has like a pretty, like they all have sprinkler systems.
That's what I thought. Yeah, everyone down there has it.
And a lot of these new construction homes, they kind of, they do the bare minimum. So they just kind of put the irrigation up front, leave the back open, or whatever the case is. So definitely, I could definitely see getting into irrigation later on as a service, because not not as high of a not as many much competition in the area, and definitely from what I hear, pretty good profitability with irrigation. So
Yeah, if you could go, I mean, if you could just, like you're saying, they have it in the front yard, but they don't put it in the back. If you could sell to every customer you have, every new customer, every new construction customer, that you could go to the backyard and add it all and fill in their whole yard, and it'd stay lush and green all the time, and that'd be amazing. Well, here's my. This is kind of, you might know this, you might not. Why do they have sprinkler systems if y'all get rain literally every day? What are the thoughts?
I think a big. I mean, I know.
Is it just because it's so hot? I mean,
it's so hot. I think that's the biggest thing, because realistically, like when it doesn't rain, it's hot.
It's got to have
dry.
It, yeah.
And yeah. So it's it rains a lot, but it definitely, and you get those people that just have their sprinklers set on a timer. It's raining and they have their sprinklers going.
Running
I'm like,
in the rain.
What are you doing, man? But for the most part, yeah. I mean, when it doesn't rain, it is really hot, and so it's definitely a necessity. Even though it rains so much, having that irrigation set up, it's a big deal, because I've seen quite a few crispy yards during the summer when you do get those couple days of no rain and it's dry. So
I can't imagine. Do y'all ever really go through any drought? I mean, I know you've only been doing it a year, but you've lived there, so.
Yeah, not really. It seems like I didn't really know. Like, it seems like we're kind of the opposite down here. Like, it dried out a lot during the fall, where like it felt like a lot, and during the summer it's raining all year, where it felt like it's almost the opposite with a lot of guys. I see a lot of guys were really dry during the summer.
Yeah.
And then like kind of fall and spring, it was really wet, where it was kind of the opposite for us. So it's definitely learned a lot about kind of trying to be prepared for the weather and figuring out kind of how to handle different weather conditions, because it's Florida's a beast, man.
that I had a friend move down there, and she was like, "Why do they call it the Sunshine State when it rains every day?"
Every day, so every
like,
day at 3:00.
Yeah, yeah, and that's one bad thing about the lawn maintenance side is we can't control the weather, and so the drought could kill you. I mean, you don't know. That's why you got to set your business up the right way and have multiple different sources of income and things like that. So that's. I don't know. It's a crazy thing hearing everybody's different stories from like all over the country, hearing the weather patterns and all that. It's just it's crazy how different everywhere is, and hearing the different grass types, and especially like right now, everyone up north overseeds their yards. That's one thing that's funny to me is everyone up north overseeds. Hardly anyone where I am overseeds. Like, not at all. My goodness, you don't even need it. That's something y'all are growing. You don't need to overseed. So. Do you aerate at all?
I haven't. I really haven't. I mean, that was the hard part, kind of getting started this year, was I didn't know a whole lot of like local guys. So
yeah.
A lot of the information I would go off of is guys on YouTube and podcasts and stuff, which a lot of guys are up north. So
yeah.
I really wasn't sure kind of what services are like pretty popular down here versus like obviously stuff that's different up there. So I haven't done any aeration. I know I'm not really sure how often like and when people aerate down here. So that's something I'd be looking to like kind of get with some of that's what I joined that group, and it's been nice kind of getting to talk to some local guys and get a better idea of kind of how they're doing things, and some guys that have been doing it for a lot longer than I have, so get some good information from them.
You keep staying one step ahead of me. You're beating me to where I'm going. That's cool. That's exactly where I was going. I heard you say you joined the local landscape group. That's so not common. Like, that's not a thing that I ever heard. Honestly, I don't think I've ever heard of a local landscape group where people in your local community come together and like y'all have a good relationship with each other and stuff. How does that work? Like, kind of go into that a little bit, because I'm interested to hear, and I know other guys out there are, because I think the common thing here is nobody around me wants to tell me anything. They think we're all competition. They don't want to share it all. So how does that thing work where y'all are?
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of joined last month, and we did. They try to do like a monthly meetup, and I think it really just comes down to everybody understands that we're all there's enough work for everybody. You're gonna have people that you're going to have people that are, I mean, at some point you're probably going to bid against each other. You just can't have bad blood about it. A lot of the guys, there's a little bit of overlap, but it seemed like most of the guys were in kind of a little bit of different areas, enough to where, like, if you get a referral a little bit closer to me, we'll share. And I've gotten some stuff kind of over in Pinellas County, so a little bit closer to the coast. And I've, so working on trying to get some like referrals and, kind of share some referrals with them if it's kind of outside of each other's, service areas. And we also oh shit, I just lost my train of thought.
No, you're good.
Bit like, so in that meetup, we kind of just it's cool because everybody just kind of talks shop, and like you said, we all kind of understand that we're competition, but at the same time we're not, because we all got to work together to really make the customers understand that this is a service that you get a lot of these really cheap guys, so everybody coming together and collectively raising prices and putting like a higher standard on lawn care
the bar
in
and
the
making
area.
it a higher
Exactly.
end, making it a luxury service. That's what it needs to be. It needs to be something where when you call us, we're going to give you the best. But that's what it's got. Yeah, you need. This is so awesome to hear that you do that, because I wish people in my community did it. I wish people all over did it, because it would take the green industry to a whole new level. Like, it's already a multi-billion-dollar industry. If you could have people in the local communities come together and say, look, we all need to be charging this much per man hour. Like, no one needs to be below this. So every time if 10 of you met up and went, if all 10 of you went to 10 different bids and gave them all around the same price, then everyone is getting this. Like, nobody's going to choose you over another one because of price. That's the thing. Is like, if people think, oh, you're going to outbid me, you're going to undercut me. No, you're not. Not if you all come together and say, look, this is what we need to be charging. You all on the same page there. No, but that means no one's going to choose you because you bid less than what I bid. Like, you still want to make a competitive bid, but at the same time, if they're all within $5 to $10, it's just whoever does the best connection, and building that relationship and just kind of selling. I mean, who can sell better? I mean, that's kind of what it comes down to, is who can do your job the best. And I love that. That's really cool that you're getting to build that relationship, and I think it'll pay off for you in the spring and the summer for sure, because it's probably, are there a bunch of guys you said they've been doing it longer than you, right?
Oh yeah, a lot of these guys have been doing it from some couple of guys like 10 years, stuff like that. So,
which tells me they're probably going to feed you a lot of clientele. I bet that when you come in there and you say you're a young guy, you're starting out, it's your second year, they're going to feed you the ones they don't really need or don't fit their business anymore. Not to say they're bad clients, it just doesn't fit them.
Right.
So for you, that's really cool. Now, is this a paid group, or is this just something where y'all just meet up and hang out?
No, I mean, we might start. So, my buddy Joe, with Anchor Lawn Care, actually, Alex kind of put me in contact with him and he added me to the group. But Drake, he does these meetups. I think we might start doing just kind of like you pay for like $10 or something like that for like the meetup, so we can kind of secure a place, because they're getting pretty busy. This last one, not all landscapers, it's kind of just like a bunch of service industry people, but
it's like a networking group type thing.
Right, exactly. And it was there was, I think, 30 of us there, or something like that. So it's getting pretty big.
That's pretty big.
We might start kind of doing like $10 a head or something like that to be able to kind of secure a place that we can have like a good place to kind of meet up and actually be able to hear each other and stuff like that. So, but it was a cool thing. I didn't know that there was anything really like that. I didn't know a whole lot about the, like local guys. And I had a hard time really trying to find somebody to like talk to kind of learn from. So, when he put me in contact with Joe, it was great. I got to talk to a bunch of different guys at that meetup and really get an idea of kind of where my pricing is and where and just really figuring out kind of the pricing. And that's the biggest thing for me is like learning pricing and figuring out kind of where the market's at compared to where I'm at, you know?
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing that you're getting good local help that fits your area. Like you're finding out what people around you are charging, which helps you because that's your market. People in Michigan telling you what they charge it can help you kind of, but that doesn't really help you in Tampa. Like, people around you could be charging $20 more an hour or $20 less an hour. And if you walk in there with $20 more than what they're charging, then you'll never get a job. I mean, you got to slowly, incrementally increase it. But I love that. I love that whole scenario there. I think we could go on that we could go on about that for another hour, but we'll wrap that up here. So I don't want to hold you up. I know you got a busy day, man. I got one final question for you, and what is your why? That's what we kind of ask everybody on here is, what's your why?
I would say, I mean, a big why for me, just like I said at the beginning, just working crappy retail jobs and getting, just feeling like you're going above and beyond for somebody else that doesn't really appreciate it. I really just wanted to do things right for myself and for trying to set myself up for the future. And really just kind of the freedom of running my own business. I'm in charge of the scheduling. If I do need to take a vacation, I can figure out taking the time off. And so the biggest thing for me, I think, was the kind of just freedom of being able to do what I want, kind of figure out, and to an extent when I want. You know?
No, hey, overall freedom. It's time freedom, financial freedom, everything that goes in there. That's a really good why. I always love hearing everybody's answers, and that's a good one, is because there's a lot more than that. But if that's your main reason, I like it, and that's something that you take and you grow on, and you just build that freedom over time, and you build that freedom to retire early one day or build other sources of income through that freedom. And that's the thing, is if you're working a 9 to 5, clocking in, clocking out, you have no other time than that, then how are you going to start a side hustle? How are you going to start another passive income business? And how are you going to grow your wealth and your financial future when you're just stuck in a rhythm like that? And so that's, I like it. I love it. I love that why, and I think that helps a lot of people out there. So, man, I am super appreciative of your time today. Do you have anything you want to leave anybody with? Any advice or any words of wisdom after you're ending your first year here?
No, I mean, really just, I mean, if anybody has any like questions or anything, all these guys on with the podcast and YouTube and Instagram, they're all really helpful if you do reach out. Most of the time, everybody will get back. So if you have questions, reach out to, I know I'm new, but if I have any answers for you, you can ask me, or, I mean,
no, but that's,
any of these guys
don't
are really
undercut
willing
yourself.
to help you out.
Exactly. Don't undercut yourself and undersell yourself, because you're at a stage of life that a lot of these guys aren't at anymore. And that's something we talk about on the podcast so much, is you're at this stage where anybody out there is starting out, maybe they're starting out next year. They need to be talking to you for different reasons. They need to be talking to somebody who's been in it for 20 years. They need to be talking to you about the stuff that is current and the new things that's going on with starting their business this year. Whereas they need to be talking to the guys that have been doing it for 20 years about the overall big picture and the things that not to do wrong. And that there's two different aspects here. So don't undersell yourself. You have a lot of value you could bring to somebody who's starting out, who's young, getting into it, because you're at a different point of life than these older guys are. And that's exactly why one of the reasons we do the podcast is for the younger guys that are out there starting. Maybe it's not even a landscaping company. It's just being an entrepreneur and owning your own business. That's the thing, is you've learned a lot of entrepreneurial things out of running a lawn maintenance company. No matter what company it is, you're still running a business. You still have to learn how to do the books. You still have to learn how to do all that, have a CRM. So you can talk to people about that side of things as well. So reach out to Tyler if you have any questions about that. I know he can help you. And if he doesn't, he can put you in contact with somebody that does. That's the thing, is you have connections. You've made connections. You've grown relationships. If I can ever help anybody, reach out. I will do the best I can. If not, I can put you in contact with somebody who can. That's the thing, is don't be afraid to ask. That was one of my things when I started this whole podcasting journey, the kind of social media things, that I was like, I don't want to try to talk to any of them. They're not going to get back to me. I'm just going to be like another dude that's out there listening, and they're just going to discount me. That's not the case. If you have any questions out there, let me know. Let anybody else know that you watch or follow, and they'll help you the best they can. So I'm excited, man. February, are you going to be at the meetup in Tampa again?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's right down the road.
You got to be there then. You got to be there. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah,
I'm going to
sure.
be there this year. It's going to be a fun time. I can't wait to see everybody and do some more podcasting down there and just making a lot of new friends and building relationships. That's what that's what this whole thing is about, is building this community one relationship at a time. And it's just these meetups like this are so cool to get to meet other people. And it's literally a meetup. It's we're meeting other people. We're building quality time, spending quality time. And it's an investment to come for some people, but the value that you get out of it is more than you could ever imagine. And it's like you literally want to push more out of it. But aside from that push mower, you built a lot of connections and relationships that you took, and I'm sure you're building down the road. So, because I'm sure did you have really any other local guys come out? Did you know any of them? I know that was very early for you, so you might not have known anybody.
Yeah, there was a few that I met, kind of local, but like even. I mean, some guys from like North Florida and stuff, not a whole lot of like really local guys though. So it was definitely, I mean, I'd like to see more like local guys get out there. And it was cool though, getting to meet, I mean, people from all over the place, everybody, obviously all the YouTube, Instagram guys. And then, it's good to, all the meetups are great to just kind of get together, especially like with me last year, this year. It was I was just starting out. It was a lot of like motivation to really get around all these guys and talk shop with them and kind of get a better idea going into the year. So it's always good to meet up with new people, get to talk shop and just kind of, everybody get together, hang out and just kind of have that fellowship. So,
yeah. And that's what it's about is like you said, talking shop, getting to learn from these guys that have been in it for years and years, and they can give you a lot of good advice. So, what is it? February the 5th, I think it is, at Armature. Is it Armature Works Park? Is that what the name of the place down there? So,
yep, Armature Works. Yep.
I'm excited to be there. Look forward to meeting a bunch of you and doing some podcasting and just building more relationships. So, Tyler, thank you so much for your time again today. Where can we find you on Instagram or social media if people want to connect with you, ask you a question or anything like that?
Yeah, on Instagram, it's TV Lawn Services LLC, and then I think should be the same with Facebook. And then, if you guys just reach out to me, I'm usually on Instagram more than Facebook, but yeah, reach out to me. Awesome, man. Well, I hope you have a great day. Get back out there and do some more mowing. I'm kind of jealous of you that I've been out of mowing for about 2 months here, and I'm kind of already missing it. I'm ready to get back to it. So go out and have a good day, and I hope you don't work yourself too hard, but 75 and sunny doesn't sound too bad right now. It sounds pretty good. So it's a good time of the year. But thank you so much for coming on today, man. All right. I appreciate you having me on. Thank you. Yes, sir, buddy. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening and tuning into today's show. I hope it's been a help to you. I hope that you can take this and grow and use it for future references down the road. Maybe share it with somebody else who's starting out or just needs some good advice or anything like that. I know Tyler brought a lot of good value today. And I'm just looking forward to see where the podcast goes. I'm definitely looking forward to the meetup and the Hype House down in Florida coming up in February here. So hopefully we see a lot of you there. If you like the show today, would you leave it a rating and review? Those really help us, and those will boost us in the rankings and kind of get us out there to more people so we can build a community one relationship at a time. And I'm just excited to see where this thing is going. And it's just going to be a really fun time ahead. I'm excited. 2022 is going to be a fun year, and we just got through Christmas here. New Year's coming up. Hope you all have a great day whenever you're listening, and just can't wait to see y'all here down the road. Maybe connect. Reach out if you ever need anything, and I just thank for this opportunity. I always hate ending these things because I never know what to say or do, but I'm just thankful to be here, thankful to be doing this thing and building these relationships. So I'm thankful for y'all, thankful for every one of you, and I hope y'all have a great day wherever it is you're listening. Go crush it with your goals. And just do the best you can to help somebody else out there in the world, and be an influence. Be a good influence. Don't be a bad influence. Be a good influence, and help somebody else out there. So thank you all so much for listening. I hope you have a great day. We'll catch y'all here on the next episode.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green Landscapes podcast. We know you have many other podcast options to choose from, and don't take it for granted that you chose to spend some time with us today. You can connect with Jeremiah Jennings at Growing Green Landscapes on Instagram or use the link in the show description. Don't forget to smash the follow button on the podcast and leave those 5-star ratings and reviews. We hope you crush it in your business and hope to catch you on our next episode.